Hello and welcome to A Cat in the Garden. And today I want to give you guys a tour of the garden right now. We're in a bit of a transitional phase. We're getting rid of all of the winter veggies, transitioning to the spring and summer crops, and it's just looking really beautiful out here, a lot more full, and we got some new projects like this one behind me. And so I know it's late for March, we're kind of nearing the end of the month here, but things have really just started picking up full speed ahead for the growing season. So we're just gonna go ahead and give you a little bit of a tour. Okay, so here's a little overview of what it looks like right now. I'm not sure if I've given you guys a full view of it before. It's looking so green and lush. None of these are full yet, and my husband's gonna build another trellis for me, but we'll focus on what's actually in the ground today. So first up, I still have my collard greens here. I have harvested a couple of times from them, but I think they're nearing the end. I did cut off some blooms and they just haven't really been growing since, so I might just do one final harvest and get rid of them. But I am starting to transition in my cayenne peppers. This is going to be an entire bed full of them, and I'm very excited. I have 7 of them in the ground right now, and just some marigolds and petunias interplanted to attract some pollinators. And next to it, this is the main pepper bed. I have a few peppers in here, not everything I want yet. Some of them I grew from seed, like this cute little Hungarian paprika. I'm really excited to actually make my own paprika powder this year. I am going to move this. This is summer savory. I bought it as like a little 3 or 4 inch container last year, and yeah, it's bigger than my cat. It's huge. My chives are doing really well. I don't know if you remember, but after the freeze in late December, they basically died back, and this is 2 months of growth right here. So it's safe to say that they are fully recovered. I still have some lettuce like arugula and this Merlot lettuce over here that are going to leave. I have another set of chives. These are more peppers. I had to put these stakes up because if you can see here, the birds have decided to snack on my plants. So with these stakes, they have a hard time flying through, and they have left it alone. Once the plants get bigger, the birds won't bother them, but because they're fresh seedlings, for some reason, the birds want to eat them. I also have my blue salvia, which came back after the winter freeze, and it's about to have its first blooms. This is a really nice plant. The bees love it. It's super good for pollinators. So I really enjoy having it around, and that it came back for me. Moving on, this is another kind of transitioning bed. This was my bok choy. I mean, it kind of still is, but if you can see here, it has gone to seed. I cut off the blooms that were at the top of all of these because I really want to get this plant out of here, but at the same time I want seeds, so I'm just waiting for these to turn brown and mature so that I can pick them all. But I do have also my pink salvia. This I bought as a rehab in the Lowe's clearance section last year, and I finally have my first blooms. It's so pretty, and I really enjoy the pop of color in my garden. I also have my original blackberry plant, which is making a comeback from last year, and I bought a new one. So this one is supposed to be a thornless blackberry, and it was pretty cheap. I'm really excited. It was only $10, and it is self-fertile as well. Not all blackberries are self-fertile, so I'm really enjoying that I have that. I don't know if that one is self-fertile, so either way, they'll be able to cross-pollinate if need be. Just some companion plants also, like the rue. And then over here, I'm really excited to show you guys this one. This is my peas. If you can see that, there we go, it's focusing. They are just really producing a lot right now. These are the most peas that I've gotten at one time. Got some more little ones growing over here and more flowers on the way. So this has been really exciting. I also have a purple one and a golden one over here. They're a little bit behind because I started them from seed in January, but excuse me, this one is doing really well. So I'm really happy about that. My husband and I like to come through, pop one off, and just eat it right then and there. Behind, you may have seen this before, this is my herb garden. My parsley is going absolutely crazy. It's just a huge bush. It makes my rosemary look small, but my rosemary actually has finally started to grow and is doing really well. This is the variegated thyme that my mom actually sent me from Pennsylvania in the middle of winter. So if you're watching this, Mom, hi. Your thyme is doing really well. It's got a lot of new growth, so I'm really excited. Oh, you can see at the bottom too, all that new growth. So it's like I got a piece of home with me, because I remember when my mom and I actually bought the original plant for this a few years ago. I also have, oh, these I started from seed. So these are borage. They're a really nice plant for pollinators that is also technically edible. I have tucked away in here, this is a variegated nasturtium that came from seeds from my mom's plant. We had a freeze a couple weeks ago that it didn't like, but it's recovering really well now. And then this is a German winter thyme that is supposed to be a little bit more cold hardy. I have some marjoram, 2 different types of sage here, sorrel, my oregano is going crazy, and just some saffron in the back there. Next to it, I have my garlic, which is growing quite a lot. It's really enjoying the warmer weather now. Some artichokes, and then I decided I'm going to transition the rest of this bed into more of an herb bed, because over here is not enough space for all of my herbs. So I put tarragon here. I've got 2 lemongrass plants. This was cauliflower. It bolted. It's gonna go. I just have to remove it. So that's that bed. Really excited about my first garlic harvest. So moving on, this is my asparagus bed, and you can see the little fronds of the asparagus in the middle there. But I did have Swiss chard here over the winter, and believe it or not, I have harvested 3 times from these, and they just keep growing. As a brassica, I really didn't think they would like the heat, but so far they haven't bolted or anything, and they're doing really well. So I'm just gonna let them keep doing their thing, I guess. I also have some companion plants in the mix, like some cilantro, some basil, and some parsley in the back. Next to it, this also had a winter crop in it, so I've got kale, a few different types, but this is going to be my strawberry bed. I also planted some companion plants in here, like this variegated sage and a cute little thyme over there, but I'm really hoping to just fill this out with strawberries this year. And this bed is still a little bit of a mess, but I am transitioning it to be what I want it to be for the future. So if you remembered, there was a giant bok choy here and a broccoli there. This is now going to turn into a row of parsnips. Right now it's kind of got some onions and garlic. Carrots are doing really well here. This has kind of some onions and scallions, but I would like it to just be scallions. And then here I just planted some radishes. There are a couple of little guys here, but that's about it. Hopefully we can fill this all out with radishes for the rest of the summer. Here, of course, is my onions. Not too much to report here. They're starting to thicken up a little bit, but other than that, they're doing really well. And then these are my 2 tomato beds. These I also, like I mentioned earlier, I had to put in some stakes because, as you can see, there was a tomato plant here and there is no longer a tomato plant here. So these stakes have kind of protected them for now. I also have my leeks that I just direct sowed in here in November or December of last year, and they're doing really well. I had more. There are a lot more over here, and I took them out, planted them elsewhere, but I've also got some companion plants in here like basil, marigold, and sweet alyssum. The leeks are technically a companion plant as well because they're an allium. Okay, so this is the last tomato bed, and it doesn't look nearly as pretty as the other one because the birds have really been wreaking havoc. They have destroyed at least half of the tomatoes in here, but I'm going to restart some. I bought some to replace these, and I'm just gonna wait till they're bigger because they seem to be leaving these bigger ones alone. For some reason, it's just the little seedlings that are about this size. Here you can see they topped off this one, but hopefully it should grow back since it has these healthy leaves and some good nodes. Unlike this one, which you can't even see. Here's what it was over here. It's just a little stump. So you know, it is what it is. I've got some companion plants in here as well, and hopefully I can still get some tomatoes going because we do have a longer growing season here. But yeah, that's my cherry tomato bed right now. We've also expanded out to a couple areas that aren't just the main bed. So I have a little compost bin here, and then these are potatoes. I planted Yukon Golds and then some type of red potato, but don't really remember what it is. They're doing super well. I think I just need to do a soil top off soon, and then hopefully they will flower and then give me some good potatoes. But these have been super easy to grow in Texas. You want to plant around Valentine's Day, so that's what I did, and I've got quite a lot of progress. These were planted at the bottom of this, and they have grown all the way up to the top, so I'm really looking forward to my first potato harvest. The last expansion away from my main garden is just going to be this little orchard here. So I have a peach tree, a lemon tree, and a plum tree. I'm not gonna get any plums this year, I don't think, but I just want to show you guys the biggest peaches that I have on this tree right now. I am so excited to get peaches. They're so fuzzy and cute, and I'll definitely keep you updated as they continue to grow. Okay, I hope you all enjoyed this little tour and update from Nutmeg and I this morning. There is a lot of birds going on, but it's spring. The birds are always very active. But there's a lot going on in the garden right now, and there's been a lot of changes since the last tour, so I wanted to give you guys a thorough look of everything that's going on, and I can't wait to show you what the garden looks like next month, because I think it's going to be even crazier with all of the changes, and the plants will be so much bigger. So thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, make sure to give us a thumbs up and subscribe so you don't miss anything from me and Nutmeg. Thanks again, and we'll catch you in the next one.